Hello there, welcome to another episode of Geek Out and Speak Out. My name is Geeks. It's a very warm day here, so you have to excuse me, I've got a fan on just off screen here, so if you do hear a bit of background noise, you know what it is, it's just a fan. Speaking of fans, I'm a massive Star Wars fan. See what I did there? Nice little segue. Probably the biggest Star Wars fan that I know. And today I'm going to be unboxing another one of my Star Wars Black Series figures. Anyone who's seen my previous videos knows I'm a big fan of the Star Wars Black Series figures and merchandise. I've got the Mandalorian helmet, I've got not the Darksaber because that was it's Black Series FX Elite Edition, but you know, anyway. But I am a huge fan of the Star Wars Black Series figures. I love the figures. I've got a massive collection now in my little den. And so today I bought another figure. I bought another two figures actually. This is going to be my first video of two today. But we're going to stick with the first one, stay focused. And the first figure I'm going to be showing you today is probably one of my all-time favourite Star Wars characters. I'll show you now. It is Ashoka Tano. But not only is it Ashoka Tano, it's Ashoka Tano from the series Mandalorian, and obviously she features in the Book of Boba Fett as well, briefly. Now, Ashoka Tano is one of my favourite characters in the Star Wars extended universe because she hasn't featured in any movies. But that's not a huge tragedy because she first featured in the Clone Wars, very first extended episode that kicks off the entire Clone Wars series, and much like a lot of people, I did not like her character. She was a young Padawan given to us, Anakin Skywalker. So when it all started, it was like Anakin Skywalker had a Padawan. Nobody knew. You know, this was completely an untold story. All through the Clone Wars, she features very heavily, and from the beginning right the way to the end, she grows into one of the greatest characters to come out of the Clone Wars. In fact, the Clone Wars finale is devoted to this particular character, Ashoka Tano, as well as Rex. But we'll talk about him some other time. And she becomes a very, very powerful Jedi. She still stays Anakin's Padawan through most of it. There is a story where she leaves the Jedi Order, spoilers, but that's a whole different thing. And so she was all through the Clone Wars, which was brilliant. I love the series. I think I mentioned on one of my previous videos in my archive that I love the Clone Wars. But she also returned in Star Wars Rebels, which was a great little twist towards the end of season 1, I believe it was. And she featured through season 2, off and on, and she was in the finale of season 2 of Clone Wars, where she faces Vader, who we all know is Anakin Skywalker, which was an incredibly dramatic finale to a series. And then she features in the finale of the final season 4 of Rebels as well. And then we didn't really know what they were going to do with Ahsoka. You know, particularly in Rebels, she becomes like an all-powerful Jedi. I mean, she's not technically a Jedi. She even says when she faces Vader that I'm no Jedi, which all kind of ties into the storyline in the Clone Wars. But she becomes more Jedi than any Jedi, particularly in the prequel era of the movies. But she never featured in the movie. Never featured in the movie until she never had a live-action counterpart, so to speak, until that magnificent series, The Mandalorian, appeared on Disney Plus. And season 2, Jon Favreau brought in Ashoka Tano in season 2 of The Mandalorian, which I've said it before. The Mandalorian season 2 is that season by itself is incredible. And when they introduced this iteration of Ashoka Tano, played by Rosario Dawson, into The Mandalorian, it was magnificent. It was a thing of beauty. It was so loyal to the roots of the character, but as well as progressing the character as well. And Rosario Dawson, who this version looks very much like Rosario Dawson, She was already an established actor. She'd already had ties with other franchises. She was in Daredevil, Luke Cage, numerous movies and TV series. She was a very, very well established and very well respected actor, and it was very well known that she absolutely loved the character. So they brought her in, and she absolutely crushed it. She was only in one episode of The Mandalorian, and she features in one episode briefly of the Book of Boba Fett as well. And but I can't wait for her series to come out on Disney Plus. Sure, I think it might be towards the end of this year, and so that is what I'm looking for. Anyway, back to the figure. Yes, so this is the Mandalorian version of Ashoka Tano, and so I've got another version of Ashoka Tano from Star Wars Rebels, which we'll have a look at momentarily. But yes, so this is, there she is, Ashoka Tano, Mandalorian version, more grown up and kick-ass version of the character. So yes, so I'm going to be unboxing this momentarily, so just bear with me. So here we go. Here is my Ashoka Tano figure, as just discussed. I could spend a long time talking about this character because, as I mentioned, one of my favourites. I won't gush on too much. You know, I might say a little few things when I'm unboxing it, but yeah. So before I do carry on, actually, what I've got to my left here is I have my other Ashoka Tano character. Now this is the Ashoka from Star Wars Rebels. She's based very heavily, or she is based on the animated version of featured in the Clone Wars Series 2. And she does look a bit different because this was, than this one obviously, because this was quite a long time before they'd even considered doing a live action version. And her face is different, and there's quite a few differences, but I might, you know, compare and contrast once I've unboxed Mandalorian Ashoka Tano. So I'm just going to put her off to one side, and let's get to this. Okay, using scissors to cut the tabs, so please be careful if you do the same. Don't want any unfortunate incidents. So there we go, that should do it. Oh no, not quite. There we go. There we go, that's got that. No, I didn't do a very good job there. Let's just cut that one again. Scissors are a bit blunt, and yeah, let's do that one again. Why not? There we go. That's the sticky tabs and that. So before we open it, on the back or on the front, you got the Mandalorian colouring frame under the window, which, you know, all of the series and movies that these figures come from, they tend to cut they're colour coded, although, you know, it doesn't really bear much for me because I get rid of all the boxing anyway. On the back there's a, you know, explanation of the character, probably a little bit more compressed how I just spoke about her, but anyway. So yeah, there's a nice some artwork of her there, which is great, again with the Rosario Dawson version of her, of Ahsoka. So here we go, there she is. Right, that's, so as always these things are packed pretty well. Take out the cardboard boxing, and that can go over there, rubbish. And so you're left with inside the plastic there. And there's another bit that comes off the top like so. Oh, there you go, rubbish. And there we go, there she is, right there. And it comes with her dual lightsaber, one shorter than the other. And yeah, here we go, right. Another bit of, that's all the terms and conditions and safety nonsense, rubbish. Right, so as always, I always start with the accessories first. Excuse the noise, there's a little bit of tape there. Let's take out her larger lightsaber and her shorter lightsaber there, bosh. And let's get her out then, shall we? Okay, here we go. Bit noisy. Oh. Bosh, there we go. And last bit of rubbish for her. There she is. Awesome. Awesome. As always, I like to do checks on all of her joints, because way back in the day, one of the first figures I ever got was Kylo Ren, and he came incredibly defective. Some of his joints didn't work and everything like that. Oh, there you go. That's got a nice joint in the knee. Same on the other side. Yep, good movement there. Feet, they turn forwards and left and right, backwards and forwards. That's good. Turning it, yep, turns at the waist again, even better. Let's do it that way, there you go. The head's actually got good movement as well. Yeah, not so much backwards and forwards, but it's because she's got these tails here and one on the back here, so it kind of restricts the movement a little bit, but yeah, that's cool. That's cool, very, very cool indeed. Okay, so that's her there. Let's have a look at her lightsabers, because I'm curious about these. Now these are her, obviously her white sabers. She has white lightsabers in The Mandalorian, as she does in Rebels. And in Clone Wars, she starts off with a single green lightsaber, and then she gets a second shorter lightsaber, which is also green. And but she loses her lightsaber when she gets ejected from the Jedi Order. But in the finale, she gets 2 blue ones. But again, she loses her blue ones, which were given to her by Anakin Skywalker. And so when she returns in timeline order into Star Wars Rebels, she comes with these white lightsabers, which are, you know, they look cinematically, visually, I should say, very, very cool, because they're completely different to any other. It's kind of a bit like Mace Windu's purple lightsaber, in that they really strike a chord, because they're very, very different than the traditional blue, green, excuse me, or even the red lightsabers of the Sith and dark side users. So yeah, but the thing I'm curious about with these is, right, I'm going to bring over my other Ahsoka. There's my other Ahsoka there. And you see, she's got the 2 lightsabers as well. Now these lightsabers, I'm just going to take them out of her hand. These lightsabers here are a little bit different. Let's put the figure down for a minute. Yeah, see, there we go. Like, these are the 2 shorter ones. Now, this is the one from Rebels Ahsoka, and this is the one from The Mandalorian. Now, even though Ahsoka's lightsabers were white in the Star Wars Rebels, they're kind of more of a blue, a transparent blue, which, yeah, kind of bothers me a little bit, because, you know, they look blue. They're not supposed to be, though. They, you know, it doesn't really show that well in the video, I don't think, but they do come out a little bit blue, whereas the ones for the Mandalorian are just, they're not see-through at all, they're not transparent at all, they're just solid white, which I think look much more effective, and they're thicker as well. Rebels had thinner lightsabers, and but these, yeah, see, you can really see the difference there. And on this one, the handle is not curved on the shorter one, but on this one, don't know if you can see it properly. Yeah, slightly curved. See that? Just a bit of consistency. Now let's have a look at again, it's the same with the bigger lightsabers for the pair of them. They do look very similar. The handles are very, very similar. They've got completely different molds for these 2 though. And the blades, much like the shorter ones, have the same difference. They're about the same length, but this one's a solid white from The Mandalorian, and this one's the blue, which should really be white. But, you know, I'm not that fussy. But I'm just been curious to compare and contrast the 2. Right, so let's put them back. Got the 2 for her. And let's just have a look at the figures as well themselves. The thing that always bothered me about this Ahsoka is that her feet, from Rebels her feet weren't that great. I found it very, very difficult to stand her. She's very, very awkward, and she's got these, I don't know what they are on the front here, and they stop her foot from coming up. It won't move up, look. So you can't really move her foot that well. So I've always had to use something to help stand her up, or stick something on her feet to help stand her up. And so she's always been a little bit of an awkward to display, and so I don't think I'm going to have the same problem with this Ashoka Tano, because she's completely different. As you can see, look, there's enormous differences between the 2, animated, live action, and so there's no replication of mold. They're both very, very different, even though they are the same character. But, you know, they obviously share a resemblance, but they've took a bit of creative license and changed the character for live action, which, you know, is pretty awesome. And but she's got a lot more movement, better legs to stand. She's got the baggy trousers, and I think she could actually stand, probably not so well on this table, but yeah, it's not going to stand up now, is she? But anyway, yeah, so there she is. That's Ahsoka. And from The Mandalorian, I'm just going to pop her lightsabers in hand. I'm guilty for not knowing which hand she holds her short lightsaber in, and which hand she holds her larger lightsaber in. And I know I'm gonna probably look it up after this video and really kick myself in the butt for not actually knowing that. But, you know, there she is. There's my Ashoka Tano from The Mandalorian, my Rosario Tano. There you go. I'm gonna enjoy putting her in my collection. I might stand her up there with Mando and all my other characters from The Mandalorian. I'm not too sure yet, but she's pretty cool. I like her. Look at that, look. And I thought they got the likeness pretty well with Rosario Dawson. Yeah, very, very cool. The outfit is spot on. You know, not much outfit to talk of, but yeah, she's got a bit of rotation in the hips there as well, which is cool. So yeah, that's an awesome one. I'm going to fit into my collection, I think. Yeah, cool. There we have it. There's my Ashoka Tano from The Mandalorian Season 2 and the Book of Boba Fett. Right, so there it is. There's my unboxing video of my Ashoka Tano. A very hot unboxing. It's very, very warm in here, hence the man vest. Yes, so that's my unboxing video of this magnificent character, Ashoka Tano. So I've changed the grip. She's got the reverse grip on a small lightsaber, which is, it's a small little Easter egg for any Star Wars fan that knows the character. She likes to hold one of her lightsabers in reverse grip, which is pretty cool. Again, it sets her apart from the rest. So yeah, I wasn't initially going to buy this one. It was kind of like a spontaneous, there she is, I'll buy her kind of thing. And so I don't tend to like to duplicate my characters, you know, but I've done it with Boba Fett. I've got Boba Fett from when he was with the Tusken Raiders in the cloak and everything without his armour on. As well as I've got the traditional Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett as well. Anyway, so yeah, so I've got two of these, as I mentioned. And I was a bit skeptical about buying her, but I'm glad I did because she is awesome. And so I'm going to find a nice home for her in my collection. And I'm just going to put her down. Well, thank you for watching and indulging me in my unboxing video of my Star Wars figure. There should be a little bit more content coming onto my YouTube channel in the very, very near future. I've got another unboxing video to do of another Black Series figure, and which I'm hoping you will go on and watch after this. So anyway, thank you for joining me. Last thing I will say is I'm going to probably at the end of this video and my next one post a bit of a teaser for a magnificent unboxing video that I'm going to be doing in the very, very near future that I'm very excited about. I'm not going to tell you about it. You're going to have to watch the teaser and find out for yourself if you're interested. Okay? Well, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for indulging me in my geekdom, particularly my Star Wars geekdom. My name is Geeks. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.